Research data management involves the active organization and maintenance of data created during a research project. A data management plan, or DMP, is a written document that is used to organize your research. It describes the data you expect to generate during your research project, and it describes the strategies and tools you plan to use to analyze, store, and share your data. In other words, a DMP helps you manage your data throughout the lifespan of your project and addresses issues related to data management by creating a plan before starting your research. A DMP is a living document that reflects any changes or modifications you've made during your research. DMPs can be helpful to prepare research data for open sharing, but DMPs are necessary, whether data is made open or not. One of the tools that can be used to create and manage a DMP is DMP Assistant. DMP Assistant is a free national, online, bilingual data management planning tool available to all researchers, regardless of institutional affiliation or non-affiliation. It was developed by the Portage Network in collaboration with the University of Alberta to assist researchers in preparing DMPs. The Portage Network was launched in 2015 by the Canadian Association of Research Libraries to build capacity and develop services and infrastructure so that all academic researchers in Canada have access to the support they need for research data management. Through using DMP Assistant, you will be able to develop a DMP through answering a series of key data management questions. For example, what types of data will you collect, create, link to, acquire, and/or record? How will you make sure that documentation is created or captured consistently throughout your project? How and where will your data be stored and backed up during your research project? Where will you deposit your data for long-term preservation and access at the end of your research project? What data will you be sharing and in what form? Identify who will be responsible for managing this project's data during and after the project. And how will you manage legal, ethical, and intellectual property issues? Project plans can be created using templates made available through the tool, which can be generic, institution-specific, discipline-specific, or methodology-specific. This tool provides guidance and support for using these questions and templates, and for data management at the researcher's academic institution. Furthermore, using DMP Assistant facilitates collaboration with multiple researchers on a plan. The DMPs you create can be formatted and downloaded for submissions for funding, to ethics boards, or for your own use. DMPs are one of the foundations of optimal research data management. It is an international best practice, and it is being increasingly required by institutions and funders. For example, DMPs and the use of DMP Assistant allows researchers to be compliant with the Canadian Tri-Agency's newly introduced research data management policy. This policy describes the necessary descriptive components of a DMP: how data will be collected, documented, formatted, protected, and preserved, how existing datasets will be used and what new data will be created over the course of the research project, whether and how data will be shared, and where data will be deposited. Using DMP Assistant will ensure that all of the standards outlined in the policy are met. Writing a DMP increases transparency and efficiency in the long term, and can help to identify spaces for improvement in your project. It provides details of your plans and intentions for your project, whether that is for the reference of your audience or collaborators, or for your own personal reference. Writing a DMP is good practice. Check out the DMP Assistant, along with guides, tools, and resources for support in creating your research data management plan today.